Okay, for this 3-ribbon bow, we're going to be using the Easy Bow Maker. We're going to be using 2 2.5-inch ribbons and 1 1.5-inch ribbon. We're also going to be using some 22 gauge floral wire, a pair of wire cutters to cut the floral wire, and some scissors. I do have a spool holder right over here that I purchased off of Etsy, and I will give you a link to that. So I've lined up my ribbons on the spool holder, brought all of the ribbon around the left side, and I'm going to stack those neatly on top of each other. And we're going to bring those tails about to the 6-inch mark. For my first, I like to pinch this together and slide it down in between these 2 dowel rods and give this a twist on one side. So I'm twisting on the left side, making sure that my ribbon is coming out to the 6-inch mark. Let's bring all 3 ribbons together over here to this 6-inch mark. Go down in between the dowel rods, give it a twist, and repeat on the other side. You do want to make sure that you have your ribbon good and twisted in there. And we'll do that on the other side. Give it a good twist. We're going to repeat this, but this time we're going to come in a little bit shorter on this ribbon, on the loop before. Give it a good twist. And on the other side, a nice little twist as we're going in. And as you can see, we're starting to build our bow here. Let's do one more and twist and twist. On the last one, you do not have to twist this. You can leave your tails or leave the last piece facing forward. And now we have all of our ribbon in the bow maker. We're going to take this, and we don't need real long tails on this, so I'm just going to cut it off about the 4-inch mark. Now I'm going to take a piece of our 22 gauge wire, and I'm going to take a piece about 20 inches long or longer, depending on how or what you're going to attach this to. If you're going to attach it to a Christmas tree topper, a lamppost, think about what you're going to be adding this to. So now I'm going to lay that wire right over the top of my ribbon. And as I'm pulling up from below, I'm going to keep this together, just kind of gently pinching that in between my 2 fingers, and bring my wire around the back side of it so that when it comes off of the loops or the dowel rods, it stays in place. And now I'm going to take that ribbon and wire and give it a couple of good twists. It's always best to twist the ribbon and not the wire. You will get a tighter twist that way. I'm going to set that aside. And this time I'm going to be using our, it's called a fluff board. And it has a little hook on the center and a little nail. So you just simply slide the wires into that little hook. And you can take your wire and wrap it around that little nail. It just holds the ribbon in place as we're spreading it out. I then start from the bottom and I start pulling apart our ribbon. And as I do, I'm kind of giving it a little twist there. Same way with this one, a little twist. Go to the opposite side. And we have our red. I'm going to bring it over here, the opposite side of this red. The peppermint one is going to stay kind of towards the center, and the red and white stripe is going to go opposite of the other red and white stripe. And depending on your preference, you can actually dovetail the tails prior to getting to this point. And I just simply do a V-shaped cut towards the wire and make that little dovetail there. I also will take those tails and spread those apart as well. So now we've got the entire bottom kind of stretched out, fluffed out. We call it fluffing. This is called fluffing your ribbon, fluffing your bow. So now I'm going to bring a different color this direction. It needs a little green. So we will take and bring a little green this direction. Turn our board. Let me zoom out just a little bit here. We're just going to repeat that all the way to the top. Kind of twisting as we're going to really open up the loops on our ribbon. And then, of course, the tails that are at the very top, I may cut those separately. And because we're using all wired ribbon, we can easily shape it and place it wherever we want the loops to lay. Once you're done, just untwist it from that little nail, slide it out of that ring, and we now have a beautiful bow ready to add to our lantern, our mailbox, a lamppost, a tree, wherever we want to add a bow. If you want tails on your bow, it's super easy to add tails at this particular point. So we have our floral wire on the back. So we can take longer pieces of ribbon and just measure out. I'm going to only use the red and white. And we're just going to measure out, I'm going to measure out 36 inches. And we're going to find our halfway point. I'm going to pleat that or pinch it together. Kind of get our tails to go the same direction while holding on here. And I'm going to go back to those wires on the back. And I'm just going to simply place that right inside of those wires with the pretty side of the ribbon facing up. Now I will take the wire and give it a couple of good twists. And you've just added ribbon tails to your bow. That easy. Super easy to do. Just takes a little practice. If it's your first time making a bow, don't worry about it. You'll get it. And of course you can dovetail the ends of this, or you can curl them under. If you have nice quality ribbon like we have at Festive Creations by Stephanie, You can easily do pearls and have a little texture there. If you want to do it that way. All right. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to follow or subscribe to my channel. Thanks.